Hello everyone! Today I wanted to share my experience with hair dyeing and share my story of how I ruined my hair. So my hair went from this to this. Big shock for me, and I wanted to share that with you. I don't know much about hair care, but I will be sharing my story. I will start by sharing my very first experience with hair dyeing. That was in 2016. I went to Romania for my summer break and I decided I wanted to have pink hair. So I booked an appointment with a hair salon. I went there, I picked my shade. It was like a very pale shade of pink. And the hairdresser suggested to add a bit of another shade, which was like a bright pink. So I'm no expert, I trusted her, she's the hairdresser, so I said okay. But the result wasn't exactly what I expected. Well, it wasn't what I expected at all. It was a big shock for me when I saw my hair in the mirror. It was bright red. I'm gonna share a picture here. Very bright red. And the problem was that I didn't look good with that hair color. So yeah, I didn't say anything there because I was too angry and disappointed and I felt like crying. I didn't cry, I just paid and left, and I started crying on the way home. I cried when I got home as well, and I was looking up ways to make my hair color fade away. I put a lot of lemon juice in my hair and I washed my hair like 3 or 4 times that day. I have no luck, my hair color didn't fade at all. So I decided to call the salon and ask them to fix it. I called them and I don't remember how the exact conversation went, but they just told me they can't fix it, so they can't help me. I was very angry. I just hung up and started crying again, and I just made a complaint to the Consumers Protection. They accepted my case and I got a full refund from the salon. I also got a refund for my sister's haircut because she went there to get a haircut with me at the same time. However, that didn't fix my hair, so I was still very upset. I decided to buy a blonde hair dye. My sister dyed my hair and the hair color faded a bit. It became like a bright pinkish purple. I will share a picture as well. It wasn't that bad. It was still pretty bright, much brighter than what I was hoping for. Eventually faded after a few weeks. I think it became like pale pink, which was the initial result that I wanted. I decided I wanted to keep having pink hair, so I wanted to dye it again. I was looking at box hair dye. I was too scared to go to a salon again, so I just wanted to dye my hair at home with the thinking that if I ruin my hair, at least it's my own fault. So I was looking for options and I found the Schwarzkopf Cool Rose 101 shade. I tried it on. My aunt dyed my hair for me. The initial hair color wasn't as advertised on the box. It was much brighter, but it was a nice bright pink, so I liked it. And then it faded to like a pastel pink, and then to a more softer shade of pink, and then eventually to a light blonde. I used that brand and shade for 7 years straight. I was dyeing my hair every 3 or 4 months, and I was always happy with the result. However, that changed in 2023. It was February. I don't know what happened. That shouldn't have happened because I dyed my hair after waiting 3 months after my last hair dye. But for some reason the color didn't stick to my hair. My hair was barely pink after I dyed it, so I wasn't happy. I bought other 2 boxes. That was a very big mistake. I dyed it again the same day, and again the color didn't stick. After I washed my hair, I noticed how my hair was becoming very dry, because when I was touching it, I could feel it was like super dry, and I had to use like a spray to make it smoother. I was using a keratin smooth heat protection spray that made it a bit easier to untangle as well, so I kept using that after every single wash. Another mistake I made was not waiting enough and not taking care of my hair. So instead of focusing on making my hair healthy again, I decided to dye it again after 2 months in April because I really wanted pink hair. So I dyed it again, and that's when the disaster happened. I got a big shock when washing my hair. Again, the color didn't stick to my hair. I don't know what exactly happened and why the color wasn't sticking to my hair anymore. But anyways, when washing it, when I was doing this, my hair was like literally falling off, like breaking. I almost started crying. I just stopped touching it and decided to dry it. It was super dry. I couldn't even brush it, even with the spray. The spray didn't help much anymore. So I made the decision of cutting it. That was my final solution, and I knew my hair was ruined and it couldn't have been fixed. So I made an appointment with the hairdresser the next day. The next day was a Monday, so I had to go to work. I went to work without brushing my hair because if I brushed it, it would have broken. I couldn't even touch it. I was just doing this just to not look too bad, and I was trying not to touch it too much during the day. I went to the appointment after work and I got the haircut. I told the hairdresser the whole story and told them that I was ready to get my hair cut as much as needed, and as much as needed was a lot. I had this short hair. I will share a picture. I've had long hair for many years, and that was a big shock for me. I got home, I started crying. I called my mom, I started crying again, but I was just happy that I still had hair in my head. I'm happy my hair didn't all break, so I was thankful for that. It could have been much worse, so thankfully it could have been fixed with the haircut. However, my hair was still very unhealthy. It was very dry, it was very thin. You could see through it. If I was having my hair like this, you could see spaces in between. After washing it the first time, after going to the hairdresser, I was literally praying that my hair wouldn't break and wouldn't fall off. Thankfully it didn't. I was recommended to use 3 products. I actually bought them at the hairdresser. The Redken Acidic Bonding Concentrate, shampoo, conditioner, and after treatment. They helped my hair a lot. However, I stopped using them recently, and I will share the reason why after. So the hairdresser told me I shouldn't dye my hair for at least 6 months, and I waited 15 months until I dyed it again. Mostly because I was very scared. My hair wasn't in a good condition to be dyed again. Even last year, that was last July when I dyed it, I felt like it wasn't healthy enough to be dyeing it, but I decided to opt for professional hair dye, which was Wella Professionals. It was a demi-permanent pink shade. My result wasn't pink, it was more like wine, a wine color, which I didn't mind. I think it looked good on me, but it faded pretty quickly after like 10 washes, and then I got to my natural hair color. I didn't get my natural hair color after the box hair dye faded. Pretty happy with it at the moment, but I still want to dye it again. The reason I decided to stop using Redken was because I think my hair got way too used to the products and they just stopped working for me. My hair lost the shine, the volume, so I decided I should change the products. I switched to Pantene, which I was using before. I'm thinking of switching to Kerastase in the near future, just to give it a try. But Redken is good. The products did help my hair a lot, so I do recommend them. I'm very scared to use box hair dye again. I'm no expert, so I'm not saying they're bad. I was very happy for those 7 years when I was using it and having pink hair. My hair looked great before, so I still don't know what exactly happened 2 years ago. But right now I'm too scared to use box hair dye. So I'll be opting for the professional ones that I can order online, and they're actually not even that expensive. They're quite affordable. They might be slightly more expensive, but I think they're a much safer option if you want to be careful with your hair and what you're putting in it. So if you do have the option to go for professional hair dyes, I do recommend that. And I started using lots of oils in my hair. I wasn't using many before, and I think I should have, because oils are recommended, especially for damaged hair. I noticed that it's not healthy, especially when I tie my hair up. I feel like my hair is so thin and I don't have much hair. I don't know exactly what happened and how the hair dye ruined my hair. I feel like I have like empty spots sometimes. Maybe it's just my impression, but when I put hairpins in my hair, I can feel that they don't stick as they used to stick before, and I'm having trouble putting them in. I'm planning to dye it again in a few weeks. I'm thinking of using Wella again, maybe a different shade. My sister will be dyeing it, so I'll still do it at home. I'm still a bit scared of salons, and I'm also scared of box hair dye. I do recommend just taking care of your hair, and if your hair gets damaged after dyeing it, just don't dye it too soon. Give your hair a break, let it breathe for a bit, and take care of it instead of ruining it again with another hair dye. I stopped using the hair straightener as well. I only use it for my fringe, especially this part because it keeps sticking out. And if I use it on this part of my fringe, I get more volume. But I don't use it on my length. And I don't use the hair dryer that much unless I need to go out the same day. Otherwise, I let it dry by itself. However, when I was having short hair, although I did get used to having short hair because it was so easy to manage, but I had to use the hair straightener every day because my hair wouldn't sit like I wanted it to sit. It was always like this, and it made me look weird, so I had to use it until it started growing. Then I stopped. And I was also using the hair dryer after every single hair wash because I didn't have volume otherwise. Like I said, I'm no expert, so if you do use box hair dye, just be careful and do your research before using them. And don't dye it too often because it will really ruin your hair. I would have never thought my hair would be ever that ruined, because like 7 years of using the same hair dye is a long time, and that shouldn't have happened to me. And I have this big regret that I didn't wait and I didn't try to repair my hair before dyeing it again, because I was so eager to get pink hair again. Like the long pink hair was my trademark, I'd say. It was really a big part of me, and now that's gone. Hopefully I'll get it again. I still want to have pink hair because I think it's suiting me, but I'll see how the next hair dye goes. And when my hair will get better, I will try using a permanent one, or even go to the hair salon. Thank you so much for listening to my story and for watching this video. Bye!